Hey there and happy Monday. I just got off the phone with a dear friend and I wanted to take that before I went live, and I hope I haven't used up my minutes being able to talk without coughing because of that. So hey there, Kim, thanks for joining in, and I'm just setting up my iPad here, and then I'll quick pick up the let's see, maybe I'm not live yet on my device yet here, but let me pick up my card as I go. So I am on card number 4. It worked so well when I started December 1st, because then every day of the month matched up with my cards, but then I took the weekend off, and then I have to think I'm on card number 4 out of 10. Hi Francis, hi Rosina. So here is card number 4 for the month, and so I am doing another Christmas card. Tomorrow I'll do another Christmas card, and then that'll kind of be it for videos of Christmas cards, but then I'll be bringing you other ideas and such too. Hi there, Julie. Hi Sharon, thanks for joining in. So let's see. If I am, nope, I'm still not live here. Let me refresh. I don't want to waste your time doing that, but I love seeing your comments, and there I am, and questions so that it can help you too. All right, so yeah, I'm doing a later version tonight because I'm still napping during the day to fight whatever is going on. That's not fun to have this time of year, that is for sure. Hey there, Lisa. All right, so let me show you this card here, get the light better. Actually, this might not show up the best on camera, but for those of you that are getting the card, maybe if I hold it still, it'll be better too. I love that this deer, hi there, June and Diane. This is from the Peaceful Deer bundle, and I love that there's different deer on here, but this one that I'm using tonight says, "Oh, what fun," within the image of the deer. So it just kind of makes it a little bit more festive for Christmas. And so it's just another little thing that I love about the stamp set. So the products that I'm basing my card tonight on is Peaceful Deer, and that is from the mini catalog. So I've kind of given this bundle a break because the punch was on back order excuse me, for quite a while. And so I'm always like watching things because I don't want to show things that you can't order. And then once the punch is back in, now the stamp set's on back order just for a few days, but I've noticed that I can't order it. And now with Stampin' Up! Not having any back orders, like if something's not in, it doesn't go into back order, you just can't order it. So I've been keeping an eye on the stamp set to see when that's back in. It is, as I'm going through this month, trying to give you guys ideas one last time from the last chance list and carryover list, you will see that this bundle, the Peaceful Deer and the punch, are on that list that says that it is retiring, but actually this will be coming back and this will be coming back, but just not as the bundle. So you can still purchase these like next year in the holiday catalog, but you won't be able to get the 10% price decrease on that, but they'll still be available. Hi there, Missy. Good to have you on here. So I just want to pass that information along to you, because sometimes when you see the list, you assume, okay, it's not on there, but or it won't be coming up, but yes, it'll be just fine to get, but it'll just be that you'll have to spend a little bit more money. Recently I was going to have our team meeting and then I was too sick, so we've kind of been trying to do things virtually as a team. And so today I just want to give a shout out to Robin Aarons. She's one of my team members, and this was her swap. So part of the fun thing, what we do when we have team meetings, is we put together card swaps, and one, each person that wants to participate makes X amount of cards depending on how many are swapping. And this was her card. So that kind of gave me the inspiration for today. And so I kind of just changed things up a little bit, but I wanted to give her credit for that, just because if she sees it and goes, that kind of looks like my card that I gave Belle. Well, yes, it does. So, and then the pretty paper. So my card samples here using this, and then from that same package, I'm going to make a different card tonight using a little bit different pattern, because I think it's been fun to show you guys just different options within the same package. And this is from the annual catalog, and it is Heartwarming Hug. Actually, no, it was brought back. Heartwarming Hugs Designer Series paper. So it is in the mini catalog as well. I had to think about that because I kind of hung on to it last year. It was a carryover item, but not until the catalog came live. So that is where that's from, the mini catalog. And if you love traditional red and green holiday colors, this is a great paper package, 12 by 12 for you guys. Hey there, Carol. Good to have you on here. So kind of my color scheme tonight, there's, if you look close, a little bit of green here in with the pretty paper, and otherwise just lots of red and white and little hints of black. Like this one has some black and this one has no black. And there's parts of this paper, I don't know, when I pair it with black cardstock, that it kind of reminds me of Disney, like Mickey or Minnie Mouse. And so if you're a Disney fan, you might look at this totally different too than just Christmas. Or if you like to scrapbook, it'd be a fun page to make a Disney layout with that, and it wouldn't look like Christmas. So there you have that. Now I have to think of how I started my card. I do have just a little embossing that I'm going to do, so maybe I'll start with that. Yeah, I have just all these little pieces here. And what I'm going to emboss is just some basic white. You know, that's, I was wondering too, Missy, because I'm looking for comments and mine is freezing up too. And sometimes I wonder this time of night if more people are at home and streaming, and if that is why that would, but what's kind of interesting about that too, Missy, is that I have unlimited data. So I never use my internet on my phone when I take my videos, but I'm noticing that mine's freezing up just a little bit, but it's getting better. All right, so to start my card, I'm going to use this 1.75 by 4-inch piece of basic white paper. And I'm going to bring over my cut and emboss machine, and I'm using the 3D embossing folder Evergreen Forest. And so because that is 3D, isn't that fun? And I kind of like the different shading on here because it does really add a lot of depth when it's 3D. So let me just open this up, and I kind of want to hit different tree tops in there, and so I'm going to feed it in that way. And I'm just using plate number 1, which is that big chunky plate here, and plate number 4, which is the embossing for plate for 3D embossing. And if you have an older machine, this will work too with your older Big Shot, or if you have a like kind of clearish blue colored plate, that is the same thickness too. So that's been a question that a lot of people have been asking, like, how do I, you know, use the old plates with the new plates, or the old machine, does it still work? And it does. So if you have any questions on that, please let me know, because I don't want you to buy things that you don't have to buy to make it work if you already have it. So yeah, Missy, it is a great embossing folder. Love it. So there's not really a lot that shows as far as like in the scheme of the card. It's just a little piece there, but look at the 3D trees. Aren't those just fun? How it really just pops that from plain white paper to that in an instant. And then there's just going to be a lot of assembly. So let's see, my card base is the thick white, and that is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, scored that way. And then I'm just going to kind of build up some of these layers with that heartwarming paper here. And I'm going to mat that. So this pretty paper is 3.75 by 5. And I'm putting that on a piece of black, basic black cardstock, 4 inches by 5 1/4. Excuse me. And nope, I don't want to put that on yet. And then I want to put this on. I love the seal adhesive. Sometimes when it's very embossed deep like that, then I know that this newer adhesive that we've had for a while now does such a great job with getting it super sticky. So I love that. I know it's going to give it a good stick. All right. So this piece of white, like I said, is 1.75 by 4, and then my black piece is 4 inches by like 1 and probably 7/8. So usually I do like a 1/4 inch. This is a 1/4 inch, and when I put it on here, it'll be a next 1/4 inch step. But I didn't want a really thick outline. I just kind of wanted a little bit, so it's more of an 1/8 inch than a 1/4 inch to go around that. And then I'm going to put this on here too. Oops. Like so. And I see I've got just a little bit, I'm going to grab my scissor here, hanging out on this edge. So just want to cut that off because I want it to be straight flush all the way. And I'm going to actually put my glasses on, my crafting glasses, so that I can see better what I'm doing too. Okay, so now I can just line that up and put it about so far down. No rhyme or reason as far as measurement there, but I might just give it a little bit of shift if I can here, because with any thing, the nice thing about pattern paper is when you see the pattern, you can obviously see if it's a little bit crooked or not. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Diane. Yeah, so I love that I'm able to just, even when I'm not feeling well, like I feel like I'm not well enough to, you know, spend quality time with people for very long right now. But doing this from home, you know, it's been really good, because it's like if I were to do an in-person event, I would have had to cancel tonight. But because I'm at home and this doesn't take too long to do the video and such, I can still continue on with doing it. So kind of nice. I'm glad to hear that, Diane. That makes my day. So now I'm just wrapping some ribbon around here, and this is such pretty ribbon. I don't know why I haven't used more of it. I have used it throughout the season, and you've seen it on different cards. It's real red, and let me show you the spool so you can kind of see it here. It is real red, and then it is called sheer ribbon, and it's in the holiday catalog. And what's nice is it's got the edges that are really deep, real red, and then the sheer part still has a nice real red, but it just looks so elegant and fancy. And I feel like anytime I add it to a project, it just dresses up the project just right from the get-go. And with this being sheer, then you can still see those pretty trees through the ribbon like that, which is really neat. Hey there, Beth. And then I'm just going to put some adhesive on the back of this too, and then that's going to have, oops, I must have caught a scrap there. And that's going to go on that thick white card base like so. So we have quite a few layers going, and that's why I like the thick white card base product, because then I feel like it gives it a really sturdy card base to set that up too. So thanks, Beth. And now to get my sentiment and my deer going, I'm going to finally open up my ink pad. And I'm using my Crumb Cake ink pad color here. And then from the Peaceful Deer stamp set, it's the deer that has that "Oh What Fun" in it. And because it's a photopolymer stamp, then I want to get out my stamping mat for a really good image. And this die is from the last card. I cut that out if you remember watching the last card that I made on my video. And I thought, you know what, this is going to be perfect tonight because it'll give me something to hang on to when I feed it into my punch. So that worked out really well. So I'm just going to ink that up in Crumb Cake. And this says, "Oh, what fun," and it looks a little blotchy now, but as it dries, it'll kind of right itself. And then this is the coordinating deer punch, and I'm just going to feed that right in through there like so. Line that up. So not only does it do the deer, that's all I wanted tonight, but it does also have a couple little antlers and a little nose if you wanted to make it a Rudolph deer punched out and have that be part of it, which is kind of fun. But for tonight, all I'm using is the actual deer stamp. All right, and then that is ready to get put on the card. So I'm going to grab some dimensionals here and just put a couple dimensionals kind of on the body, and I want it kind of to be even, so I'm going to put one more small dimensional up on the back of the head of the deer. I love these little dimensionals for that, so that it can get all popped up evenly. Oh, Beth, you want this one for Christmas? I'll have to remember that. I don't think you've ever been disappointed in anything that I've sent you, though, so that's always good, too. That's what sisters are for, right? Okay, let me just trim this as I'm looking at the other side of my ribbon here. I just want to make sure that it's a little bit more even. So we have that, and I just think it looks so fun for Christmas. And then for my sentiment from that same stamp set is it's the best time of the year, and it looks like I've used that in red before. It's a little stained. So I'm going to open up my Real Red ink pad here. I'm gonna set this one aside, and I just have like a long strip of basic white that's a 1/2 inch wide, and I know that doesn't seem very wide, 1/2 inch wide. And I'm just going to stamp that out like so. But with it being photopolymer, it's really easy to see, you know, kind of what you're working with for space-wise too. And I just want to take my scissor and trim this, just not a lot, a hair here, and then kind of try and eye that and give it that same amount of space on the other side too, because next I'm going to feed it into one of my favorite punches, the Pick a Banner punch, and so it has two different label size, or two different label cuts. And thank you, Lisa. And then in the tray here, you can see there's different heights. So the bottom is a 1/2 inch, and then the next little tray is 3/4, and the next one's 1 inch. So with these two designs, you can get those measurements in there. And with mine being a 1/2 inch here, I'm just going to feed it in. And you know, some of you have, a lot of you have this, but for those that might not, see how it just fits right in there, and you can scoot it right in. And I always say it's kind of like an old-fashioned time clock. You just scoot it in there and give it a punch, and then you have a nice little banner cut there. And then I'll just move it to the other way, same thing, scoot it to the back and give it a punch, and then this is your scrap. So that's why I do leave a little extra space there on each end, because there's a little bit there that gets taken off. And then for this, I'm not going to do anything too fancy for the black, but I think it just adds a little bit and ties it to the rest of the card if I can put this on some black. And like this layer here, the white on the black is kind of a thinner matting. I'm going to do kind of that same thinner matting. So this is about like an 1/8 or a 1/16. It's not a lot of edging around there, but it sure does kind of just make the white pop on there, especially with the paper, the designer series paper being a little bit busier. So I've got that, and I'm just cutting it by eye with my scissor here. And then I'm going to take my sheet of dimensionals here, and you guys know what I'm going to do next, because this is my favorite thing to do, is just cut the edge here and about to there, and just use that edging. Of course, nobody wants to let that edging go to waste, because it's such a good fit for a skinny little sentiment like that, to have it popped up. So now this is going to be popped up like the deer is, and I'm just centering that across the top like a little banner. Got that. And then we just need to embellish it. Or like I said, I already have ribbon on there. What I'm choosing tonight is the Wonderful Gems. These are retiring, and I love these. And I love using them like upcoming for Valentine's. So even though they're retiring now, and you think, oh, I've got some, keep in mind that you might need some more for Valentine's too, because this is such a fun, bright color for that. And they're kind of etched, so you can kind of, maybe if the camera's picking it up, see some gold little etching in there as well. And where's my take your pick tool? Here we go. And I'm just going to take and pull off one of the larger ones and just kind of put that down here, and center that in one of the patterns there. And then take a smaller one and just kind of put that on the bottom side of the sentiment, and then take a second smaller one and put it up here above the sentiment like so. So we kind of have a little off balance, but sticking with my, hey, let's do things in the odd number, and there's 3 of them, that's more pleasing to the eye. And here's Robin joining in. Robin, I told people at the beginning of the video, is kind of copying your card. I really liked what you had sent out for a team swap, so I'm kind of making something similar and yet similar but different. So thanks for inspiring me for tonight's video, and people are liking it, so all credit for Robin. And then to finish that in the inside, what I like to do, and you guys have seen it quite often lately, is I have put 3 different stamped images on here, and all 3 of these are from that stamp set. So we've got the sentiment, and then we kind of have this nice little, it's kind of like a snowdrift, or like, because there's several deer in the stamp set, a little path, and then some snowflakes. And let me put down my stamping mat there and bring over my real red ink pad again, like so. And I am just going to stamp all that out. And like I said, my favorite part of doing this is then one stamp done instead of 3 different stamps, 1 and 2 and 3, and inking it up and then wondering if it's always going to line up and be straight with each other. So that's the nice thing about putting all of your stamps together on one block, and having different size blocks is nice, and obviously a larger block will hold more stamps. I've seen some people take like for background and just put all sorts of different hearts, say this was their clear block, and just put them all over, and we're able to cover a whole background of a full-size card by doing that on one of the larger clear blocks too. So yes, Missy, I do use my Stamparatus, and I kind of have an idea upcoming in my non-Christmas set of cards that I want to use a Stamparatus for. I kind of go in spurts, and so a lot of times, because I've been stamping so long, it's just easy for me to line some things up, but other things, it's like, if it wasn't for that Stamparatus, yeah, that would work fine too. But yeah, so Missy's question too, like I could fake the first time, just re-ink it up and go for it again. So yeah, that's so great. I'm glad you're enjoying yours too. So everybody that gets it just loves it. So many people rave about their Stamparatus, and it's always fun to hear that too. All right, so this is today's card number 4 out of 10. That and that. So let me get my camera turned around. And maybe I'm feeling just a hair better today. It's still kind of like tight to breathe. But at this point, usually I am out of breath, or like out of words or something, or out of voice. So it's kind of good to finish a video and know that I'm not kind of choking my way to the end. But hi, Connie. And so that's card number 4 out of 10. And for those that are wanting to get my set of 10 cards, you can just request them, and they're $25. And that includes the cost to get you the set of 10 mailed out or local delivery. And then another thing to keep in mind, if there's things that you need to order right now with a minimum $75 order using my host code for the month, then you can get the set of 10 cards for free. Keep in mind, this is new news today, new news. So I'll be sending an email and also doing a separate Facebook post here shortly, but there's free shipping on Wednesday. They just let us know that, so that's new news. So thanks, Connie. It's slow but steady progress forward, very slow. Excuse me. So keep in mind and be on the lookout. The only thing that they are asking is to get or qualify for the free shipping, your order must be $50. To qualify for the free shipping. So Wednesday, mark that on your calendar. And they're also letting us know, it sounds like December 13th is the last day that they feel like they can ship things out to get things to you by Christmas. So if you're thinking Christmas ideas, keep that in mind too. So it's really nice that the free shipping came before that deadline. So I'm sure they thought that through very well. And that's just something to keep in mind too. And it's been fun to get calls from guys this time of year that are shopping for their wives and loved ones for Christmas, and I love helping out. So if you have things on your list, don't be afraid to send my number off to somebody to give them a connection with me so that I can shop for you, so that you get something that you really want for Christmas that you might not always purchase yourself too. So have a good night, and we'll see you probably tomorrow afternoon. I think my day is quieter unless I fall asleep again like I did today. I am resting a lot, and sometimes it just happens whether I want to or not. That's how tired I am, you guys. So I will be back with card number 5, and like I said, it'll be my last Christmas card because I'm doing 5 Christmas cards, 5 regular ones out of this grouping of 10 too. So thanks, Julie. Yeah. My husband is taking good care of me. He makes really good ramen noodle soup, and that is always a good hit the spot type thing too. So take care, you guys, too, and see you tomorrow afternoon. Bye-bye.